Deva. So, welcome, dear devotees. We are reading from Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter number 13. Title of this chapter is Dhritarashtra Quits Home. We are beginning our discussion today from text number 28. अथोदिचिं दिशं यातु स्वैराग्नत गतिर्भवान् इतोर्वाक् प्रायसः काल पुंसां गुणा विकर्षणः. Thank you so much. Satish Prabhu, you want to read English translation?
Sure. Hare Krishna, everyone. Canto 1, chapter 13, text 28, translation. Please, therefore, leave for the north immediately, without letting your relatives know, for soon that time will approach which will diminish the good qualities of men. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So, Vidura is speaking this verse. Vidura is speaking to Dhritarashtra. What is he telling? Please, therefore, leave for the north immediately, without letting your relatives know. He is telling to leave Dhritarashtra. We see how this conversation is happening between Vidura and Dhritarashtra after Vidura comes back from the pilgrimage. And he is instructing. First, he had a discussion with Yudhishthir Maharaj, and then he is using a little bit strict, harsh words, very clear, bold instruction. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the previous purports that it is a duty of a sadhu to wake up the sleeping person. And sometimes it is required to use harsh words. So he was telling, previously we saw that how Dhritarashtra, Vidura mentioned to Dhritarashtra that you are living like a household dog. Even though you have tried to kill these Pandavas, you have tried to poison them, burn them, still you are living in the same palace by the mercy, by the remnants of the food given by them. It is better to die than to live like this. So this verse comes into the picture where Vidura is telling to the Dhritarashtra, immediately leave for the north without letting anyone know, just leave the place. We see Dhritarashtra and Vidura are completely opposite personality in this particular pastime what we are discussing. Vidura shows the quality of not having any grudges. He is instructing again. In this verse also we see that Vidura is instructing to Dhritarashtra again that what is beneficial for him. उसको क्या करना चाहिए, what is the best thing for him to do. He is instructing no grudges. Even though Dhritarashtra has said so many insulting words towards him, he has never listened to him before. Even though Vidura has given him so many advices before, he didn't listen. But Vidura is not keeping any grudges. And again, what is beneficial to Dhritarashtra, that is what Vidura is mentioning here. We see that even Duryodhana, he asked Vidura to toss him out immediately, kick him out of the palace. But Vidura did not keep any grudges. He comes again after the pilgrimage, he comes again into the palace and he instructs what is best for Dhritarashtra. So Vidura represents, in this particular pastime, Vidura represents forgiveness. He is forgiving. Vidura represents affection. He has affection for his brother, and that's why he wanted to help him, and that's why he is instructing. While on the other side, the complete opposite, different personality is Dhritarashtra. Vidura and Dhritarashtra, two different personalities. Dhritarashtra represents grudges and attachment. Vidura was not having any attachment. Whatever comes into the life, he was going. Dhritarashtra represents attachment and the grudges. So very important lesson for us comes from this pastime is the goal of life is not to remember all the terrible things people do to us. The goal of life is not to remember all the bad things, terrible things people have done to us. But the goal of life is to remember what the wonderful things are happening in our life. If we think of bad things, मेरे पास ये नहीं है, someone said me like this person told me like this person behaved with me like this, there is no end to it. What I don't have, if we count our bad experiences, there is no end to it. But if we focus on something good, what we have, what's good happening in our life, then our life can be happy. We see in the life of Dhritarashtra, he's always complaining. Even though he was a king, he was, I am blind. Why am I blind? He had good things also. He was a king. He was living in a palace. He had 100 sons. But after having all these things, he was complaining of the thing what he didn't have. I am blind. And if you see the Mahabharata or his character, he's always, I am blind. Like he's complaining. It depends how we see life. See, Vidura, if you see on the other side, Vidura could have also complained. Vidura was smart, intelligent, capable. He had the spiritual vision as well, a healthy body. Other than like Pandu or Dhritarashtra, he had the healthy body, he had the intelligence. But Vidura could have complained, मेरे पास भी सब कुछ है, but I was born as a maid servant, son of a maid servant. I could have, why I am not a king? How come I born like this? Why they are the kings? He could have also complained. But Vidura represents, forgiveness, affection, and looking at the positive side in life, while Dhritarashtra represents, his negative side. Vidura, it never comes in Srimad Bhagavatam that Vidura was complaining. He accepts everything that happens as Lord's plan. And as Krishna is the master chess player, and Vidura is accepting Krishna's plan. So we see from this particular verse very important learning points. The goal of life is to not remember all the bad things that comes in our life, but remember all the good thing that's happening in our life, and then the heart can be peaceful and happy. All right, let's do text 29. Anshul Prabhu, you want to, this is a different meter.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Hare Krishna all devotees, Danvat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Evam Raja Viduranujena Prajna Chakshurbodhita Ajamiraha Chitva Sweshu Sneha Pashandradhimno Nishkram Bhatri Sandadarshitadva. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Thus Maharaj Dhritarashtra, the scion of the family of Ajmera, firmly convinced by introspective knowledge, prajna, broke at once the strong network of familial affection by his resolute determination. Thus, he immediately left home to set out on the path of liberation as directed by his younger brother Vidura. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So finally, after all these instructions and the harsh words of Vidura, what happens? Thus Maharaj Yudhishthira, the son of family of Ajamila. That's the dynasty, the king, the Kuru dynasty. Before that, there was Ajamila king. So it's just telling, is the dynasty of Ajamil. Is firmly convinced by this introspective knowledge and broke all the strong familial affections. And he immediately left home to set out on the path of liberation as directed by Vidura. So finally, after all these instructions, even Krishna has advised Dhritarashtra before, Vidura has advised Dhritarashtra before, but now, at this particular instance, we see that he was convinced by this knowledge, and he broke all the attachments, and he follows the instructions of Vidura. When Krishna came as a peace messenger, or even before when Krishna meets you, this Dhritarashtra, he was also instructing Dhritarashtra. But you know what Dhritarashtra said? Dhritarashtra responded to Krishna that, "Oh Krishna, your words are like a lightning, giving me a guidance. Just andheri raat hoti hai, darkness hota hai, and lightning happens. It's like everything is seen." In the same way, Dhritarashtra is saying that, "Oh Krishna, your words are like lightning." Lightning means giving me a guidance of what to do. सब कुछ अच्छे से समझ आता है, अच्छे से दिखता है, अच्छे से पता चलता है क्या करना है. But suddenly, it's all covered by darkness because of attachment. Covered by dark. Lightning क्या होता है? When the lightning happens, everything is bright, everything we can see, and the lightning goes off in like few seconds, and then again everything is dark. It's covered by darkness. All the things which we can see by the lightness, everything becomes dark again. So Dhritarashtra responded to Krishna that, oh Krishna, your words are like lightning. When you are saying these words, everything is clear. I know exactly what I need to do. Your guidance is clear. Everything makes sense. But suddenly everything becomes dark by my attachment. And it all becomes. But here, because of Vidura's instructions, क्या होता है? These attachments are broken, and then everything is clear. He follows the instruction because the attachment is cut. It happens with us also when we are listening to Srimad Bhagavatam classes by some Maharaj or in the temple or some programs we go to where Keshav Swami Maharaj or Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, they all come. And when they are speaking, everything is so clear. It लगता है कि yes, I know exactly the path of my life. I know exactly what I need to do. Everything is so clear. But as soon as Friday evening Bhakti Vriksha में से सब कुछ clear होता है, बाहर आते हैं, and then again we forget. Again we come into this. So Dhritarashtra, what he is saying, that lightning, it happens to us also. That it's like a lightning. By the time Friday night, everything is clear. Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning, work aata hai, and then everything goes back to the routine again. And then again we get a dose of in Bhakti Vriksha or in the temple sometimes. Srila Prabhupada in this purport explains. He says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this importance of association of devotees. Here, what's happening? Dhritarashtra was enlightened. He was convinced of this spiritual knowledge. All the family attachment is cut by the association of devotee. That means by the association and the instructions of Vidura. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given so much importance to the association of devotees. Why association of devotees is important? Because devotees will give us the instruction. And what kind of instruction? That is very important to understand. Devotees will give instruction, but what kind of instruction is the instructions or the guidance which is suitable for us, which we can follow, and which is according to our own level. Otherwise what happens? If we don't get a personalized instruction from a devotee, what we will do is we try to compare with others. This person is doing like this person is going to Mangala Aarti to the temple like this, I should also go. This person is doing like this, I should also do. This person is doing this much services in the temple, it's very good, I should also do. But our life, our commitment, our family situation, our health, body, that could be completely different than the other person. And this comparing of ourselves is very common. People just copy that iska hota hai to our life, but our situations, our commitments in life are different. Everyone has a different path. If you go to Govardhan Parikrama, just last month there is a Govardhan Yatra. If you see the videos or Govardhan Parikrama, some people, they take Govardhan Parikrama like Kartik month, they take it in a electric rickshaw. वो ही गोवर्धन परिक्रमा करेंगे, वो इलेक्ट्रिक रिक्शा में बैठ के they will complete the parikrama. Some people will do walking parikrama. वही गोवर्धन है. But some people at the same spot, they will walk the whole 21 kilometer of parikrama. Some people do dandvats parikrama. Every step they will do a dandvats, then stand up, then dandvat, then stand up, then dandvat, then stand up. It takes a long time to finish that. Some people do 108 dandvats parikrama. Ek jagah pe 108 dandvats, then they stand up. There are so many. If you go to Govardhan Parikrama, you will witness all these things. We went last year and we saw, oh, wow, some people really austerity. But what is happening here, the 108 dandvats, people take 12 years, 15 years to complete that. And then some dandvat single parikrama, they take 10 to 12 days. Electric rickshaw, few minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, it can be done. So there are different types of path for the same parikrama. But everyone has a different path. We can't copy. अगर हम करेंगे 108 दंडवत परिक्रमा, 108 क्या, मैं तो 8 करूंगा तो भी कड़ा ही नहीं हो पाऊंगा उधर से. I will be lying there only for next 12 years. We can't do that. If you see, so beautiful. Even Krishna, when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, What did Arjun wanted to take sannyas? He said, I will go to the forest. I will renounce everything. But Krishna, when he spoke the instructions to Arjuna, Krishna told him not to take renounced order and fight, do or duty. But the same Krishna, when he gave instructions to Uddhava, Uddhav Gita comes in Bhagavatam at the later stage. Same Krishna told Uddhava to take renounce order of life, to leave everything and take renounce order of life. So what do we see in all these situations is, instead of copying what other devotee is doing, comparing ourselves, copying ourselves, we have to follow our own path, our commitments, our situations, our level. And this is what we get by the guidance of devotees. And that is very important. In this particular section, we see that Vidura, is like, and talking to Dhritarashtra, is that means the association of devotees gives us guidance according to our own level, which we can follow. And that is why, because this tendency to compare, copy, it's not only in material life, it's also in devotees life also. If I compare myself, there's some devotees, they know so many slokas, they sing so nicely, they do big katha. If I start comparing myself, there is no end to it, and then at the end it's completely bewilderment. If I speak Amrendra Prabhu's class, oh my, every second line he will speak sloka, and then full meter very beautifully. And then if I start comparing, अरे ये तो इतना करता है, मैं तो नहीं कर सकता, ये इतना अच्छा करते हैं, I can. Then it's lowering down in morals. That's why it's very important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, and Prabhupada writes in this purport, it's very important to have a guidance of a devotee who can instruct us according to our own level. That is very important. In Bhagavad Gita, two verses are very important. Oh, sorry. Two verses are repeated. And that's why they are important, because two verses. Anyone knows?
Probably Manmanabha one.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone knows that. That is repeated twice. And the other one? I think it's 3.35. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna Paradharmat Swa Anustitat. I think it's 3.35 and it comes in 18th chapter again. 47 or something. Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunat Paradharmat Swa Anustita. In that it is said, Swadharma, our own dharma, our own level of practicing devotional service is very important. Instead of copying, we can inspire from others, no doubt about it, but we should not fit. Apna situation alag hai, and this is what, and that's why devotee guidance is very essential. Personal guidance according to our level. That's what we get. So, okay. So let's do text number 30. Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Patim prayantam subalasya putri pativrata chanujagama sadhvi himalayanyasta danda praharsham manasvinam eva satsamprahara. Translation of Srila Prabhupada. The gentle and chaste Gandhari, who was the daughter of King Subala of Kandahar or Gandhara, followed her husband. Seeing that he was going to the Himalaya mountains, which are the delight of those who have accepted the staff of the renounced order, like fighters who have accepted a good lashing from the enemy. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, kya hota hai? We saw that after Vidura is instructing to Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra leaves for the north immediately to the Himalayas. It is said he is going to the Himalayas. And he makes a decision, all the family attachment is cut. Dhritarashtra is ready to depart immediately and he's leaving. At the same time, what's happening? His wife, Gandhari, followed her husband. Seeing that he was going to the Himalayan mountains, she is also going. Gandhari is also going with him. This is allowed because this particular situation, when Dhritarashtra is leaving, that's not sannyas, that's Vanaprastha ashram. In Vanaprastha ashram, see, we have Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and sannyas. In Vanaprastha, husband and wife, they live together, they travel to the pilgrimage places and they perform sadhana, bhakti together. They serve each other. So in this particular situation, it's like a vanaprastha ashram. So that's why it was allowed. We know how Gandhari also has taken it's from Gandhar, Kandhar, today's modern day near to Afghanistan and Pakistan, Kandhar, that particular area. There was a king named Subala, and Bhishma Dev goes for marriage. When Gandhari knows that the husband is not able to see, husband is blind, she also voluntarily puts the cloth on her eyes. And here also we see that husband is leaving the palace, going to the forest. Gandhari is also following her husband. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Vedic civilization was like that. Vedic civilization, the culture, the values being taught is woman was very chaste and devoted to husband. And that's why she was very chaste and devoted. When husband is leaving the palace, going to Himalayan mountains, Gandhari also follows. Here, when Vidura said to Dhritarashtra about leaving for Himalayas, Dhritarashtra was very determined. Prabhupada writes in the purport that Dhritarashtra did not ask permission from wife कि मैं जाऊं अभी हिमालय में, can I go? Or he didn't even inform. He just made a decision and he just left. And he did not force also even Gandhari. He did not say, तुम्हें आना है मेरे साथ, चलो, let's go. I am going. Are you coming? ऐसा भी नहीं. Gandhari voluntarily, when she knew that Dhritarashtra is leaving, उसको पूछा भी नहीं. क्यों नहीं पूछा? Because he was firmly convinced. We saw in previous verse. पूरा क्लियर था क्या करना है. By the instructions of Vidura, Dhritarashtra knew what to do. Very clear. And he made a commitment that I am going. Then Gandhari voluntarily followed and agreed to go with her. Because vanaprastha ashram, they can stay together. Okay, let's do 31. Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Ajata Shatru Kritamaitra Hutagnir Vipran Natva Tilago Bhumi Rukmai Griham Pravishto Guru Vandanaya Nacha Pashyat Pitarau Subalam Cha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj Yudhishthir, whose enemy was never born, performed his daily morning duties by praying, offering fire sacrifice to the sun god, and offering obeisances, grains, cows, land, and gold to the Brahmanas. He then entered the palace to pay respects to the elderly. However, he could not find his uncles or aunt, the daughter of King Subala.
So, अभी क्या होता है? Dhritarashtra has left the palace. Gandhari has left the palace. Yudhishthir Maharaj, morning में, he is doing his morning daily routine, prayers, offering yagya, fire sacrifice to sun god, offering obeisances. फिर वो grains, cow, land or gold brahmana को charity करते हैं. All the morning routine the king he does. And then, as part of the morning routine, Yudhishthir also goes to the place or palace of elderly people to take blessings. And when Yudhishthir Maharaj is going to pay respects to these elderly people, he could not find his uncle and aunt. वो गांधारी और धृतराष्ट्र को नहीं देखता. This is what's happening. I forgot to mention in the previous verse that the analogy is given just like the fighters who have accepted a good lashing from the enemy. That means good lashing from the enemy fighters, like an army person or a soldier in the fighting. वहाँ पे so much hardships is there in the battlefield, and sometimes so much of lashing from the enemy's side is also there. But soldiers bravely accept that because they are fighters. They are the army person. They are the soldier. Fighting में भी जो भी enemies के साथ लड़ना पड़ता है, they bravely accept that. In the same way, Gandhari, it is mentioned that she was in the palace, but she's going to Himalayas. There will be a lot of problems, but she will be accepting that very bravely and very happily as a matter of duty. Just like the soldier accepts the lashing of an enemy, very happy, very brave, because it's their duty to fight. They love to fight. In the same way, Gandhari loves, or it's her duty to serve the husband. So that's why she agrees to go to the forest. To the Himalayan mountains. And here, when they both are left, Yudhishthir Maharaj do not find. Prabhupada writes in the purport here that all this Yudhishthira Maharaj is doing in the morning, offering duties, praying, offering sacrifice, offering obeisances, all these things is part of their daily routine. Prabhupada writes in the purport that just the knowledge from the book is not sufficient. कि हमें ये करना चाहिए, हमें, yes, I know chanting is important, yes, I know Bhagavatam is important, yes, I know service is important. That knowledge itself is not important or not enough, but to put that into practice is very essential for the success. Here we see that how Yudhishthira Maharaj is doing his morning routine. ऐसा नहीं है कि उसको पता है हाँ मुझे बड़ों का आशीर्वाद लेना चाहिए, हाँ मुझे चैरिटी करनी चाहिए, बट ही एक्चुअली पुट्स दैट इनटू एक्शन. In the same way, Prabhupada writes, just the knowledge from the book is not enough. Practicing in life, in a practical application, is very important. Like here, Yudhishthira Maharaj, waking up early in the morning, chanting our rounds every day, doing our prayers every day, all these things, putting into practice, that will ensure success. Just the knowledge itself will not give us success. Prabhupada writes that in the purport. Chalo, 32. Anyone? Tatra Sanjaya Mashinam Paprachhodvigna Manasa Gaval Ganekwa Nastato Vridohinas Chanetrayo. Translation, Ishita Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Maharaj Yudhishthira, full of anxiety, turned to Sanjaya, who was sitting there, and said, "O Sanjaya, where is our uncle who is old and blind?" Hare Krishna.
Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he didn't see uncle and aunt, when he didn't see Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, he became very worried, full of anxiety. Then he asked Sanjaya, who was sitting there, he said, "Oh Sanjaya, where is our uncle?" He was worried. Why he was worried? Because he is old. He was blind. And that's why he is very much worried. And he is asking to Sanjaya, very concerned about them. 33? Anyone?
Hare Krishna. Can I do again, Prabhu?
Haji, yes.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
You can read Anshul Prabhu, the Sanskrit, and Mataji can do the translation.
Yes, Prabhu.
You read minds, Prabhu.
Amba chahata putrartha pitravya kvagatah suhrit api maya krita prajne hata bandhu sabharyaya ansha samanah shamalam gangayam dukkhito patat.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. Where is my well-wisher, Uncle Vidura and Mother Gandhari, who is very afflicted due to all her sons' demise? My uncle Dhritarashtra was also very mortified due to the death of all his sons and grandsons. Undoubtedly, I am very ungrateful. Did he, therefore, take my offenses very seriously and, along with his wife, drown himself in the Ganges? Thank you, Prabhupada.
Bapre, he is very worried. We can see the words if you read the translation carefully. Yudhishthira Maharaj is very worried. Where is my well-wisher, Vidura? Where did he go? Where is Gandhari? Where is Dhritarashtra? Where are they? Where have they gone? And he is telling, undoubtedly, I am very ungrateful. Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying, why ungrateful? Because we know Pandu died early. Their father, he died early. And then Dhritarashtra, they were living in the palace, the royal life, taken care by Dhritarashtra. And in return, what did Pandavas do? The Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas, they killed all the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. So this is what's going on in Yudhishthira's mind. That उन्होंने मेरा इतना अच्छा हम सबका ख्याल रखा. Pandu died early and we were living in the palace. We know what has happened. We know how Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana have done all the atrocities. And अपने मन में आएगा क्या इन लोगों ने तो, they tried to kill them, they tried to burn them, they tried to poison them, कितना कितना किया है. But what is going on in Yudhishthir's mind? Look, they have nicely taken care of us in the palace. Father died early, but he was taking care of us, giving a royal life. And in return to that, what we did as a Pandavas, we killed all 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. Look at this. Prabhupada writes in the purport, the last line of the purport, Prabhupada writes that a devotee never finds fault in others. A devotee never finds fault in others, but tries to find his own and thus rectify. Very, very nice. It is said to find a fault, it's like in a अमावस्या, what is called English, अमावस का रात को क्या बोलते हैं, dark, no moon.
Yes.
No moon night, very dark, there is no moon. It is said that अमावस की रात को एक काले पत्थर पे काली ant, very tiny little ant, if how hard is that on a no moon night to see on a black big rock a tiny black ant. That's how much hard is to find our own fault. It's very hard to find out, and finding others fault, it's very quick and easy. इसने ऐसा क्यों किया, ये ऐसा क्यों बोलता है, इसने ऐसा क्यों किया. It's so easy to find out fault in others. But here Yudhishthir Maharaj is showing that he's thinking of himself, and that मैंने ऐसा, what could I have done so that they had to live like this. If we are expert in finding fault, that is a very good skill. If we are expert in finding a fault, is very good skill. What we have to do is utilize to find our own fault, not others' fault. Our own fault, and then rectify it. स्किल अच्छा है, फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग मेंटालिटी इज गुड, बट दूसरों में नहीं, अपने में ढूंढना है, एंड देन इट विल हेल्प अस टू रेक्टिफाई इट इफ वी फाइंड ए फॉल्ट. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, 7 o'clock already. One more we'll do, and then we'll stop. 30 or 34, no translation. Anyone?
I can read this sloka, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, sloka 34. Pitaryu पाण्डो सर्वान्नः सुहृदशिशून् अरक्षतां व्यसनतः पितृव्योक्वागतावितः. Translation: When my father, Pandu, fell down and we were all small children, these two uncles gave us protection from all kinds of calamities. They were always our good well-wishers. Alas, where have they gone from here?
Yeah, so he's being grateful of the protection given by these great personalities, Dhritarashtra and Vidura. And he is thinking, Yudhishthir ke mind mein, if you imagine the situation, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Vidura have left without telling him. In the morning, Yudhishthir is coming and he can't find him, and he's thinking himself, इतना अच्छा उन्होंने किया था मेरे लिए, मैंने उनका अच्छे से ध्यान नहीं रखा, I didn't take care of this, and maybe because I was ungrateful, what could I have done so that they left? Before judging others, why he has done like this, ऐसा कैसे बताए बिना चले गए, कैसे है ये, घर से कैसे जा सकता है. Instead of judging others, instead of complaining about others, he is reflecting on his own behavior. Have I behaved something like this? Have I done something so that Dhritarashtra or Gandhari or Vidura have taken this step? He's reflecting on his self. Very important learning lesson coming out from this sloka or Yudhishthir Maharaj particular action, that before we judge others, before we complain about others, we have to think about our own action. That have we done something like that? Is that why this person is behaving like it? Could we have done knowingly or unknowingly something, and that's why the other person is behaving us in such a way, or why this has happened in this? Reflecting on our own self is very important. And here Yudhishthir Maharaj is thinking himself as the cause of them leaving the palace, because he doesn't Suddenly in the morning it happened, without telling him, without informing, as per the instructions of Vidura. Dhritarashtra left. Okay, we'll stop at 34. We'll start at 35. Any questions?
Prabhu, one small question. As per my understanding in past, I have read not this Bhagavatam, but in Bhagavatam, Kunti also left with them. So I'm just clarifying. Does Kunti also leave home with Dhritarashtra and Gandhari?
Not in my knowledge, because I see only three in all this: Gandhari, Vidura, and Dhritarashtra.
Okay.
Damrupini is saying, huh? No, Damrupini is saying Kunti Maharani lived with Pandavas only. She didn't go.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, also small doubt, like why didn't they notify Yudhishthir that they are leaving?
Because those two things are there. First thing, if he says, even अभी देखो पहले भी आया कि he didn't even ask his own wife, because the conviction and commitment was so strong कि अभी तो जाना ही है, following the instruction. Second, अगर वो बताता तो he wouldn't let Yudhishthir Maharaj, Pandavas, they wouldn't let him go. Arey, you are old, you are blind, how would you live? कौन ध्यान रखेगा? Himalayas पे. Imagine very old man, blind man living in the Himalayan mountains, living from the palace and royal family life. How can, so the Yudhishthir Maharaj wouldn't let him go. नहीं, आप नहीं जा सकते. हम यहाँ ध्यान रखते हैं ना आपका, यहाँ बैठ के माला करो. हिमालय पे जाने की क्या जरूरत है? He would have said. But for that particular situation where Dhritarashtra was, Vidura gave him very specific instruction. It was very important for him to cut that family attachment, cut that palatial life, all these things. It was very required. Out of care, love, and affection, Yudhishthir Maharaj could have रोक के रखते उनको. And that's why, without telling anyone, they just left.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Another reason Vidura couldn't have mentioned that we are leaving, because it can give distress. देख नहीं सकते, वो रोते रहते. Oh, then that would be added another chapter, that moroseness of Pandavas while Dhritarashtra and Vidura were departing from the palace. Another chapter add हो जाता. ठीक है? Anyone else?
That would mean we'd have more time to associate with each other and you.
Oh, this is plenty. Yeah, this one life is not enough from what Prabhupada has given to us. So much, it's not enough. Chalo. I see Priya Mataji, new person.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Is this your first time?
It is my first time, yes.
Welcome so much. Thank you so much for your association.
Thank you. I have one question, Prabhuji.
Yes.
If it's okay, if there's time.
Yes, quick.
Okay. When we say self-reflection, when we are thinking about what is it that we have done in this situation, aren't we also self-indulging, thinking that we are the cause for everything that happens around us, and it's our ego coming into play?
Yeah, self-reflection in this particular situation means like reflecting on our own actions, our own behaviors, whether it has caused any inconvenience to others.
Okay.
And that is more like a correcting measure. कि मेरे से तो कुछ गलती नहीं हो गई. Have I done something which has caused trouble to others? Is there any way I could have behaved properly? I could have done something different way or a nicer way, so that the other person couldn't have done like this. If a person, for example, in our friend circle, in a devotee community in the temple, if a person stops talking to us, then the immediate inspection is that, oh, how is this person behaving like this? How is this person not talking to me? What kind of person he is? He is not talking to me. But the other way of looking into the situation, what we see from this Yudhishthir Maharaj is, what could I have done? That's why this person is behaving like this. Have I done something improper act so that the person stopped talking to me? So it's same situation, but looking in a different perspective.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And where are you based, Priyamati? Sorry.
Bendigo.
Oh, Bendigo. Okay. You are the sages of Bendigo. Okay, thank you. Chalo, thank you so much. We will
Thank
start
you.
from text number 35 tomorrow. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
everybody. Have a
Krishna.
lovely day.
Hare Krishna, devotees.
Hare Krishna.